Welcome to Noodles for Lunch, the series where I roll for some noodles for lunch. Brought to you by our friends at Roll for Noodles, inspired by Adventures in Ardia's Roll for Sandwich. Same as with Roll for Noodles, let's start with our Roll for Noodle shape. And we've got an 8 for linguine. Now let's roll for our lunchtime exclusive sauce. And that's a 3 for scallion oil. And now for the protein roll. That is a 5 for imitation crab. And now for the add-ins, featuring a few lunchtime exclusives. That is a 5 for Kewpie mayo. And an 11 for tomatoes. And now for the finishing touch. That is a 1 pretzel dust. We have one more lunchtime exclusive roll, the temperature roll. An odd number means I eat it hot and even is cold. And that's a 3, we're eating it hot. Let's start off by chopping the scallions. I only have a little left in the fridge, so I'm gonna grab these from my plant stand to add. I'm gonna slice them really thin, separating the greens and whites. The tomato I have is a Kumato, a reddish-brown tomato with a deep, sweet flavor. It's perfect for a caprese. I think this could add a nice sweetness if I incorporate it into the sauce. You already know we're using the garlic cantrip. I got the scallion oil recipe from a TikTok by Derek Chen. I'll make sure to tag him in the description. I'm frying the scallion whites in avocado oil till they're brown and crispy, and then adding the greens in at the end. Next, I'm gonna add some dark and light soy sauce and some sugar. The original recipe calls for oyster sauce, but unfortunately I don't have any right now. I'm hoping maybe I can count on the tomato to play the part of the oyster sauce, thickening and sweetening it up. Imitation crab gets such a bad rep, but I love this stuff. Does it taste like crab? Maybe not. Could I eat a spicy Connie salad for every meal? Absolutely. I rarely cook Connie, but I think cooking it with the sauce will help firm it up and maybe be a nice contrast in texture. I think ramen would have probably been the best roll for this, but linguine is probably our next best option. I'd much rather have a long, thinner noodle with an oil-based sauce. The only pretzels we have are these kinda stale pretzel nuggets. It'll add a little crunch, so no problem with that. Okay, let's mix it all together. The linguine, sauce, tomato, fried scallions, Connie, and pretzel dust. This is a very inopportune time to realize I forgot the Kewpie mayo. Man, this looks so good, and now I have to squirt mayo all over it. Don't get me wrong, I love Kewpie mayo. It's so much richer and creamier than regular mayo. But this sauce is already pretty oily, so it might be a bit much. Alright, I mixed it in, so it's time to give it a taste. Cheers! Yeah, that's pretty good. The texture of the cooked Connie is a nice contrast to the linguine, and the crunch from the fried scallions elevates that even more. Sadly, the pretzels were way too stale, to the point of becoming a bit soggy. I think the scallion oil is really missing the oyster sauce. Without it, this is pretty salty. But I do appreciate the tomato here to keep it from being too one-note. The Kewpie definitely added more richness. I don't really think it needed it. Overall, without my own mistakes of missing the oyster sauce and using stale pretzels, this is really good. I'm gonna rate this a 7.5 out of 10. Thanks for watching!